Hey guys, it's me again. I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on Younes Bendjima, whatever his last name is, and Kourtney Kardashian. So apparently there were allegations that Jonas, whatever his name is, um, cheated on Kourtney. I don't think she's ever came out as saying, yeah, she cheated on, like, he cheated on me or anything. She never came out with it. So they've been broken up for a year. I think like a year and a half already. I'm going to do an energies on back then, what, the energy was and what the energy is now. And I'm going to do a separate reading. So for Younes, I'm automatically picking up that he is very insecure. I feel like there's a lot of feminine aspects about him that he hasn't really touched on yet, like touched up upon, like hasn't exposed to even himself. But he's very insecure. I feel like he's a pretty sweet guy, honestly. I wasn't expecting to see that in him. He has some very sweet, tender qualities about him that can be feminine. Okay, and this is a picture that I'm using. This is from back then when they were dating before. But I also feel there was a sadness. There's a deep sadness within Younes. I feel like he might have suffered from there was something about him that he couldn't expose. I'm not going to expose what it is because I don't want to, be too personal in here and disrespect anybody's privacy. But there's a side of him that he really can't show, and I feel like wherever he's from, he looks Middle Eastern. He really, it's a very, not to say anything bad about, Middle Eastern people or anything, but the way the culture is that men should act one way, and a lot of the feminine aspects about men do get suppressed because of that, because of the cultural need for men to be manly and whatever else. So I feel like that weighed heavy on him, the fact that he always had to put this act on that he was so manly and, whatever else. So he definitely suppressed a lot of his feminine qualities. I feel like he always had to be the man, like always had to take control of everything. He felt a lot of those gender role pressures on him, especially coming from Kourtney. I feel like she put that pressure on him too, to where he felt like he always had to be the rock and be the strong one within the relationship. I'm going to get a read on Kourtney. So far I'm seeing something not really that great. So Kourtney has a lot of power struggles. This is the type of person that needs to be in control all the time. She needs the power. She needs the dynamic. I know she's an Aries, but I do see a lot of earth energy within her chart. Strong placements in Virgo and Capricorn. I'm seeing a lot of Virgo, though. So I feel like she always needs control, and she does not like to make mistakes. So she tries to avoid making mistakes at all costs. I feel like she changes her mind a lot just in fear of making a mistake. So she is very serious, but she's the type of person that will really invest in something, it'll be really intense, and then the intensity will die down. She'll never meet something at a 50. She'll have 2 really intensive weeks of working out or something, and then she'll never go to the gym again, kind of vibe. But I feel like this really has to do with her control issues, and her not knowing where to invest her energy in. So I feel like, and you people are not going to like what I'm going to say about this because you guys hate my relationship readings. Kourtney really liked Younes because she felt like she had full control over him. There was something about Younes that she saw in him, he was kind of carefree. He wasn't so obsessed, and he didn't really overcorrect everything the way that she does. She's a big overcorrector. So she saw that in him, And for some reason, I feel like she felt like she could play the victim in this case, where, like, if there was a mistake to be made, she could easily put it on him because he wasn't as careful, I guess is the word. He wasn't as, like, obsessed with making mistakes and being a perfectionist as she was. She's a perfectionist. Not even to the point where, like, but she doesn't really follow through on things. She is just very OCD and she has bad control issues. When she saw Jonas, she saw he was kind of a mess because he is kind of a mess. He has very imbalanced energies. Divine masculine is toxic. His divine feminine is fragile and bruised, and he really can't express it. And I feel like Kourtney saw that in him. And she kind of used that against him in some way. But I feel like Jonas really doesn't care. Like, he doesn't really care that, she's manipulative and whatever. Or at least he didn't. He was more obsessed with himself. I feel like he does have this, like, element of narcissism, but it really comes from his depression. When we see depression, insecurity, these things can manifest in so many different ways. Narcissism is one of them. I don't see this as really that predominant in him, but I feel like there is a narcissistic aspect to him. He feeds off of other people's compliments, and much like the Kardashian family, he needs that constant admiration. But Kourtney knows how to play on that, because I feel like Kourtney, like what I'm hearing, is that she knows how to play on that because she sees that in her mother, Kris, where Kris kind of needs that admiration totally, like, all the time. So she knows how to manipulate that, and I feel like in a way she kind of manipulated Younes to that point. And when I say manipulate, I'm not saying these people are, like, vindictive or, like, calculated or anything. Honestly, sometimes we manipulate people subconsciously. It's just like a puzzle. 2 pieces fit, and then that's really it. We don't really think twice about it or think we're manipulating them, but it's just, like anybody could say, if you're, really pretty, like, you can manipulate a guy into liking you, like the outside manipulates what the person thinks you are on the inside. So stuff like that. Like, it's not like we consciously try to manipulate these people. He was very manipulated by her. I don't really feel like he's that smart. I'm getting, like, this kind of energy that he is not really that intellectual. He's very shallow. And she kind of saw that, and she needed him to be a certain way, but it was more about her. Like, she needed the control over him. She needed him to be able to make the mistakes, because she really couldn't handle that herself. And there was a part of him that she saw that she wished she had in herself, the carefree attitude and the ability to just be cool with whatever. Okay, so this is the recent picture that they had together. I'm already hearing neither of these people want to be here. That's what I heard from Spirit. And honestly, so he is coming with her to this Christmas Eve party. It's like a big thing. I'm feeling like he was this was her idea. She invited him. He said yes. She invited him, though. And I feel like it was a control thing that she said, all right, I've totally lost control over some other situation in my life, and we can get into that. So she kind of said, I kind of lost control. There's something that is making her currently feel uneasy. So she said, let me bring him, and I don't really feel like he wanted to be there, but he kind of felt forced, like, oh, I have to go, like, I'm going to have to go, like, he didn't really want to be there, though. Now, she feels very in control of him and feels like, she finally has something that she was missing back. And, of course, we all feel like that, like when we have ex-boyfriends or whatever. But that is the energy that I'm picking up. I don't see this is gonna last. I feel like she views him as a toy, and she sees that he's easy to manipulate, and there is a good guy aspect to him, and she kind of plays on that. So I want to make a video on Kourtney Kardashian and 𝒸𝒽𝒶𝓇. He's a mess. He's a really big mess. So let me know if you guys are interested in that type of video. As for Kourtney and Younes, or Jonas, whatever his name is, I don't see this lasting. I feel like she's with him because she felt like she lost control over another relationship or another aspect of her life. And the fact that she can easily control him, that's what makes her go back to him. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want a reading of your own, I have everything linked below. For the relationship readings, I do need pictures of you and the person. It doesn't matter if you guys aren't both together, but it would be beneficial for you guys to like if you guys had a picture together, like that would be easier. Not easier, but that would make it like energies within the moment. I could tell you what was going on in their head, like in the picture. So, what else was I going to say? Yeah. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'm pretty good at getting back to everybody's comments. I have some celebrity testimonials that I wanted to link. I don't know if I should put them on Instagram or if there was a way I could put them on YouTube. So I'll figure that out. But I think I am going to make a new Instagram. So I'll let you guys know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.